Welcome back to the Lightbulb Podcast. Joey has a Dundee. He has a Dundee.
This is our Office Ladies podcast.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get like copyrighted for that?
I didn't play it long.
Most
so
likely. Why needs to be this kid, so we can't.
They can take our 32
cents.
We're going to mute that.
Well, anyway, welcome back to the Lightbulb Podcast. I'm Wiley, your host for today. We have Joey, we have Darren, we have Kyler. Nice little change of pace for you guys today. We are actually gonna do The Office themed episode. While Darian puts on his hoodie.
Just turn off your fan, doofus.
He can't hear us. Well, he puts on Spider-Man hoodie. Look at this guy. Wise guy, eh?
How does it feel
Anyway.
to be young as Darian?
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, nice, man. Just turn off your fan instead of putting on the hoodie.
Excuse me. Don't talk to Gerald like that.
Sound like a psychopath.
Don't talk to Gerald.
And in typical fashion, the second episode is more loose than the second episode recording is usually more loose than the first. Also, I would like to apologize. On the last episode, we ended with no "That's Lights Out" on the Lightbulb Podcast. So I would like to present the opportunity to Joey to say that now. Just to make up for the
start of an episode.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you please, Joey, say "That's Lights Out" on the Lightbulb Podcast for the last episode?
That's Lights Out on the Lightbulb Podcast.
From the previous episode.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
We can't play that.
I was gonna say, are we allowed to do that?
Great.
No.
It's a Law and Order clip. Grow up.
Yeah, we'll play it. We'll keep it in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we thought it would be fun to talk about The Office. It is a show that all four of us here on the podcast love and enjoy. Kyler is completely off screen cracking up for those who are listening and not watching. He can't contain himself. We thought it would be fun to kind of just talk about each of our favorite episodes in no particular order. I think we mentioned. And see how much of those episodes actually coincide with you viewers or listeners at home. If you watch The Office, what are your favorite episodes? Let us know in the comments. Let's start with Joey. I feel like I don't talk about The Office that much with you, Joey. What's one of your favorite episodes?
So, one of mine is the drug testing episode where Dwight finds Mary Jane on the ground, and he's interviewing Jim. And he starts flipping the questions on Dwight. Yeah. He's like, "No, I didn't forget." Well, how do you know you forgot?
It just erased your memory. He's like, "That's not how it works."
I'm asking the questions. No, you said I'd be conducting the interview. No, how much you smoke?
That is a legendary Dwight and Jim scene.
Let me tell you,
I love it.
The Office is the only show
I gotta rewatch it now.
That you can tell the jokes from The Office and they still hit
like
you're watching The Office.
Yeah.
There's no other show where you could be like, I saw this in Friends the other day. They said this. No. The Office genuinely makes me laugh when you guys talk about it.
It is such a great show. Yeah, the writing team on that show is legendary to me because
legendary.
To make a mockumentary and make it as funny or funnier than most sitcoms, it's like, you're doing well.
How much ad-libbing was in that show?
I
feel like there's a lot.
You'd be very surprised. Darian, have you kept up with The Office Ladies?
No. I saw the first 30 or something.
Oh, okay. So I listened to The Office Ladies, which is Pam from The Office, or what's her name, Jenna in real life, and Angela. And they're best friends in real life, and they have a podcast, for those who don't know, about The Office. And they do like a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. And for some of the episodes, they actually have the scripts. And so a lot of people write in and they ask, how much improvisation was in that scene? Like the scene in Stress Relief where he's talking about with David Wallace, and he's like, he did.
Stop! It's my episode.
Anyway, yeah. Well,
when Michael cuts in 2 minutes later.
Stop.
Well,
Stop it right now.
people ask, like, I was always under the assumption because it felt improvised and that was all scripted.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
So it's like
Those writers are top notch.
yeah, they do have a lot of what they call alts or candy bags, which are like for a certain joke, they film it like 10 different times with alternate jokes, and then in the editing process they find the best one. So then they do have some that like are on the day they just pitch them like, hey, say this instead. But yeah, there's obviously improvisations, but not as many as you would think. Like they were pretty good with following the script. But that is pretty funny.
Okay.
All right, Darian, you could go next. Then,
Stress relief part 1.
Part 1, yeah.
It is, in my eyes and many people's eyes, the greatest single episode of The Office. If you're gonna show people The Office and say, "I want you to start this show," you show them stress relief. Because let me tell you,
The fire shooting at us.
when you hear them going, and then Kelly gets up and starts dancing.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, and then Dwight, he's like,
he does the Hannibal thing with the mask. Oh my goodness. And then he's back at corporate.
Dr. Lecter.
What does he say? He does Clarice or something, right? Does he? Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
No one does a Jodie Foster impression like Kyler.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know how to do.
And it's just those 2 words. If one day someone's like, "Can anyone here do a Jodie Foster impression? Or I'm gonna kill everyone."
Kyler's like, "I got this."
This guy just stands up. Dr. Lecter. Dude's like, "All right."
Dr. Lecter.
Oh man.
No, when he pulls out that Bowie knife from his sock and he starts stabbing, we only have so long to harvest the organ.
Oh man, I do agree with Darian. That is my all-time favorite episode, and spot on. Literally, if someone's like, "Oh, I've never watched The Office," I'm like, "You're watching this scene with me right now." And usually, guess I'm like, "Okay, yeah, this is funny. I'm gonna watch this." So my favorite part of that episode is the cat. He's like, "Save Bandit!" Save Bandit!
She's like, "I'm only 90 pounds.
I can't pull you up.
I'm gonna throw up. 80 pounds. Oh man.
Kevin breaks the machine.
Oh, he breaks the vending machine.
There's a chair into it for no reason.
And that's not even the main part of the episode. It's the cold open. It's the intro.
Wait, is that the one where Michael tries to throw the chair into the window and bounces
off
off?
the projector.
And then he proceeds to do nothing except scream help out the window instead of like trying to jump out or anything.
Oh my goodness.
Did you know that episode aired after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was their highest viewed episode.
What?
That's awesome.
It was meant to bring in new viewers.
Yeah.
That is
I know.
such a iconic
my goodness.
episode. Oh my goodness.
He's like, "I'm honestly surprised he skinned the face off that dummy so quick." He's like, "Well, if he can skin a deer."
Oh man.
All right. Well, that's
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy. All right, Kyler, go for it.
Okay, so I don't know if I have one favorite episode in itself. I have a lot of very moments that I just keep on repeat in my head. One of my favorite characters in the entire show, and he's not in it often.
Is it Toby?
But every time he's there.
Will Ferrell.
No. Wait, oh my god. D'Angelo Vickers, are you freaking kidding me? One of my favorite characters is Mose.
Oh
Mike's
my
cousin.
god. Mike Schur?
Oh my god, when who just screamed bloody murder? Did you hear that?
I didn't
that
want
a
to say
soundtrack,
nothing. I didn't want to say nothing just in case.
Just got murdered.
No, was that my soundboard?
Maybe it was someone in your house? I heard something.
I think that was Ren.
Like they just got their throat cut.
I think that was Ren.
Oh, está bien por ahí.
Please send money to Wiley. His poor kids are screaming for help.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, keep talking.
Anyway,
I'll be right back.
Donate through Twitch, TikTok.
The season 3, episode 5, initiation, when Dwight like kidnaps Ryan. They go on like a sales call, but he kidnaps him and brings him to his beef farm.
Yes.
And you have Mose like running around in the background. He's like, "How was that?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it." He's like going all straight saw on him in the bar. Oh my god, I love that.
I would argue that Rainn Wilson is. I would argue Rainn Wilson is the best character in the show. But I'd also have Steve Carell as Michael Scott tied.
It's
Jim
hard.
Behind them.
It's hard to top,
man.
Rainn. Like some of his stuff, man. Like
Rainn Wilson's good. Yeah.
When they did the whole CIA thing. Like, do you want to join the CIA? Oh. And Rainn dyed his hair blonde, and he was like waiting on top of the roof.
On the roof.
Like,
they tell him throw the phone.
Mission aborted. And he threw something over. I'm so sorry for everyone watching this episode because we're not finishing our sentences or anything.
Oh
my goodness, great.
They get it.
I do like that initiation episode. That was a good one.
Anytime Mose is on screen.
That was the first episode with Mose. That was the first Mose episode.
I think so, yeah. The one where Jim and Pam go to stay at the farm, and Mose he's running with the car. He just puts on.
or the
at night in the outhouse.
The garden party episode where Toby's like, "Where do I park?" He's like, "I'm the valet. You have to give me your car." He just goes through the cornfield.
This whole episode is us just laughing, just wheezing.
The one where Jim and Pam stay at the house, and they hear the
outhouse
standing, and they go outside and look, and Mose is just sitting in the outhouse.
Oh boy!
I'm surprised Kyle hasn't thrown up yet, man.
How are we gonna get through this?
Too much force.
I'm looking through like some of the best quotes. There was one where Creed was talking to Jim, and Creed goes, "I want to set you up with my daughter."
Oh yeah.
Goes, "I'm with Pam." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were gay." He goes,
he's like,
"So why would you try to set me up with?"
Creed Bratton is one of the most mysterious characters to ever grace television, and I love him.
Oh boy!
Well, how the turntables.
All right. For those who don't know, the actor who plays Mose is actually one of the writers for the show, Mike Schur. He went on to create Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and The Good Place.
Stop.
Yeah.
Good.
That's amazing.
The Good Place is with Kristen Bell.
That's a big one too. It's just more modern, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
What a brain. Holy cow.
Yeah, so The Office was notoriously known for actors/writers being in the show. Like Toby, Kelly, Ryan, Mose were all writers for the show. Even those two dudes from Vance Refrigeration, the one that sold Michael the caprese salad, but he thought it was weed. Those are writers on the show also.
That's such an out-of-pocket thing to throw out there with no context.
Sorry, he was trying to frame Toby. But okay, well, Darren already mentioned stress relief, so I won't mention that again. Dinner Party is up there with one of my favorite episodes with Michael and Jan.
TV.
He just he puts it into the
Sometimes I will just stand here and watch TV for hours.
It's like the tiniest TV. He just apparently in the blooper reel they could not get through that scene. John Krasinski would die laughing every time he'd put the TV into it. Oh my goodness, that was such a good episode.
I forgot about that.
Bro.
When he starts dipping the steak into the wine.
He's
like, stop doing that. That's just because, I have soft teeth.
no sense.
Or that's the talking head where Jim is like, it's like they're playing a game of who can make their guests more uncomfortable, and they're both winning.
I tell you,
that's such a funny episode, man.
This wasn't my second episode, but I'm just gonna say it. It was the episode where Jim and Pam go to Michael's house with Jan. They're like double dating, and it's like the candles and everything like that.
That's literally what I'm talking about.
Dinner party.
We're
talking about. Where you been there for the last 2 minutes?
He turned off his camera. That's the episode I'm talking about. Dinner party.
Yeah. No, just delete that.
We're definitely keeping that in. Oh, delete that and delete that from recently deleted. Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Can we please?
I'm gonna throw up. Oh, I can't.
Can we please talk about lecture circuit?
Oh, lecture circuit is so good.
Okay.
Would a liar have mini Mars bars?
Pam just gets them and chucks them. That's where Michael and Pam go on like circuits to other Dunder Mifflin branches. And he's giving a lecture on like managerial like experience. And he's like, oh yeah, I like it.
Kyler's not gonna be able to get through this episode.
Boy, sound like an air compressor starting up.
When he's like saying, "Oh yeah, I relate something that I see on you to remember your name."
Baldy,
like, you're Baldy. I say, Mole face.
Oh
so
my goodness!
Insulting. But no, the best part, in my opinion, of that episode is when Dwight and Jim team up for the new party planning committee for Kelly's birthday, and they put up a sign, and it just says, "It is your birthday," in big block letters, all caps, and they just tape half-filled balloons to the wall.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god! Oh, that's
just as you're laughing right now, Rainn Wilson and John Krasinski could not get through it. That they shut down production for the day because they were wasting so much time laughing. They couldn't get through that episode.
That whole episode is just gold, man.
Dude, I'm reading this quote from Michael, and it says, "If I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice."
So messed up.
He has so much hate for this. No, the best way is the one where he's retiring, where Toby's are like he's going to like
goodbye
Costa Rica.
Toby. Yeah, goodbye Toby.
Toby, and he's Michael's just
I'll kill you. It's like I'll kill you.
How's this dude gonna say they didn't even get one thing? You get one thing out.
Like,
the poor listeners.
He's hiding his face with his hands, and he's just like telling Toby from across the table, "I'll kill you." And he's just mean mugging him right next to Holly.
I love it. He's like, I tried to be friends with Toby, but he's like an evil snail. Who comes up with that line, dude? That's so creative.
Oh boy, evil snail. Kyler's dying. Joey, you got another episode?
I don't.
No?
I don't have another episode.
I got plenty.
Listen, we could keep it short and sweet too. This is
the Dundies episode is also top tier. It's like when Pam says, "I want to thank God because I can feel God in this Chili's tonight." It's such an iconic scene. Like,
that's one of the only good episodes. That was season 1, right?
No, that was season 2 premiere.
Yeah.
That was a premiere?
Yeah.
Wow, what a freaking opener. Holy crap.
when Michael was roasting everyone.
Oh, yeah. Boom, roasted.
Yeah, he's like, "Jim, you're 6'11", you weigh 90 pounds. Boom, roasted."
He said Gumby has a better body than you.
He goes, "Stanley, you flush your wife during sex and your heart sucks." Boom, roasted. It's so cold.
He said,
Stanley's had like 3 heart attacks on that show.
Goes, "Angela, where are you?" "Oh, there you are. I didn't see you behind that grain of rice." Boom, roasted.
My favorite my favorite of that roast session is when he goes, Oscar, you're gay, boom, roasted. And then he goes, Andy, Cornell called that you suck and you're gayer than Oscar. Yo. That was so funny.
Said, Creed, your teeth called, your breath stinks, boom, roasted.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
I think we just gave the listeners a good laugh with that stretch right there.
All right. Well, then, in that case, before we get too just like riled up, I have a few facts about it. One that was very interesting to me. So, The Office wasn't very conventional as other shows, as they would usually have the same director for every episode, same writers for every episode. They kind of would flip-flop every episode. That way, other people had a chance to shine. Other people had a chance to work on whatever episode they had worked on previously and edit.
While they keep it fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And in that case, they would also have sometimes guest directors, people who weren't directly involved with the show, but fans that said of other directors or stars that were fans and wanted to direct some episodes. This thing won't focus. Anyway, for example, in the episode Cocktails. Actually, let's start. In the episode Business School, Joss Whedon directed that episode where Michael goes with Ryan to his business school. And, that was Joss Whedon. And then the next episode, which is Cocktails, which is where they go to David Wallace's house and Dwight is like inspecting the home and tearing apart the roof and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was J.J. Abrams.
Oh, I love
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then you have,
Holy
let's
cow.
see here. There's another one.
That's such a weird thing for J.J. Abrams to be a part of.
Right? It's then there's Branch Wars where they go to steal the copier from Karen's branch.
And they have the mustaches.
Yeah, the mustaches. That was also Joss Whedon. Then you have Mark Webb, which is who did the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
He directed The Manager and the Salesman. That's like after Saber bought out the company, and then Jim and Michael. Yeah, Sabre. And then Jim and Michael fight over who becomes manager and who becomes the salesman.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Mark
There's
Webb.
not enough room on this desk for all your toys.
Let's see. We have a few more. Let's see. Bryan Cranston, Walter White himself, he directed the Work Bus episode. They're on the bus and they go.
Bryan Cranston may be one of the most what's the word I'm looking for, guys?
Appreciated?
Yeah, underappreciated actors today. Like that dude is an award. Everyone thinks of him as just Breaking Bad. That dude has an arsenal of roles, like award-winning roles under his belt. It's crazy.
Which episode was that?
Work Bus, where they all go on the bus because the office Jim said there was like radiation or whatever. To go get the pie.
Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then the episode Moving On, I don't remember what episode that is. I gotta look it up. Jon Favreau directed that episode.
Oh, I love it. Jon Favreau's dabbled in just about everything, man.
My goodness.
So I thought that was pretty interesting that they had people who were just like other directors that were just fans of the show. And just like, you know what?
I'd like to direct an episode of this show. It's like, okay.
Moving
That's
on.
That's kind of what they're doing with Mandalorian, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, Moving On is the episode with Bob Odenkirk, where Pam's looking for a job in Philadelphia, and she goes to the real estate company, and it's basically another Michael.
Oh yeah. That's right.
That's Jon Favreau episode.
Okay, I gotta rewatch this show, man.
Dude,
one day.
Which Bob Odenkirk was there because he was cast as Michael.
Yeah,
and then Steve Carell finished it off. Yeah.
I never knew that. Bob Odenkirk would have crushed it.
Yeah. He also would have been like perfect for that role.
Yep.
So it was Steve Carell. Steve Carell was the first choice, but he's decided to go do a pilot for NBC called it was like some other show. I forget what it was called, but it only had like 4 episodes and they cut it off. So then he said, okay, I can go back to the office. But in that meantime, then it would have been Bob Odenkirk if Steve Carell had not gone back.
Even that little taste that you got with him in that one episode,
yeah, he did.
You could absolutely see like this would have been perfectly fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Although Steve Carell's legendary, so
yeah. The episode, I'm not a fan of like cringe because I have like a visceral physical reaction to it. I literally like curl into a ball if something is like cringe enough, and I don't like feeling that way.
Yeah, give me an example here.
Scott's Tots.
Oh, I skipped the episode. I skip it every time.
I don't remember it.
That's when he promised like the class of like 5th graders or whatever it was that he'd pay for their college tuition because he thought he'd be a millionaire. And then he goes back.
Yep.
Yes. I love the episode.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. We dedicated a song to you.
They do a whole dance routine thanking him, and he just got them like batteries for their laptops.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That is a cringe. I skip it. I skip Scott's Tots. I can't watch it.
It hurts my like chest, my stomach, everything. My body gets sore, but I love the episode. It's one of my favorite ones. Oh my goodness.
I agree with you there, Kyler. I can't do it. Anyway, some more interesting facts really quickly. Did you know BJ Novak, aka Ryan the Temp, was the first one to get casted on the show?
Oh. Did he cast himself? Because he's like an executive producer.
He didn't. He didn't even audition. Greg Daniels, who was the showrunner and the executive producer, creating the American Office, he actually saw Ryan performing. Well, not Ryan. Sorry, BJ Novak performing stand-up comedy at a club or something like that, and he said, "You know what? I want this guy in my show." So he didn't audition. He just offered him a writing position and an acting position in the show. And so he was the first one to be cast.
Ryan goes through one of the most incredibly complex character development arcs
complete 180
you'll ever see
back
in any show.
It's a 180, then it's a 90, and then 180 again. So it's just going right.
The end of the show starts right at the beginning with him, man.
Yeah.
He's on I think it's a Just for Men's box. They use his face on a Just for Men's box, and he never approved it. I don't know if it's Just for Men's, but it's one of those. Yeah, I'll find
like his jaw, just his jaw.
No, it's his face.
Really?
His whole face?
That's funny.
It's hard to get away with that.
He's a really funny dude. His dad was like a famous writer or something like that.
Okay, this is what it is. I believe it wasn't America. It was something else.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Goodness.
That's hilarious. That's funny. The episode he did the one-handed push-up. You remember that episode? That's because he was like in great shape because he was going to film how he left to Taiwan or whatever. It's because he left the show for a little bit to go film Inglourious Bastards. So he was like in really good shape, and so they just used that for him to do a one-handed push-up.
But he didn't really do it.
Well, he sort of did. Yeah, that's more than what I can do. So
a one-handed push-up is
those are.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I don't think I can, but no, that's tough.
Yeah.
I clapped behind my back once. I didn't think I could do that.
Yeah, we're at the gym. That's a funny story. We're at the gym. We're stretching, whatever. I think some guys doing push-ups or whatever. Or Darian starts doing regular push-ups to warm up. And I'm like, do a clap or do a one-hander or something. And he goes, man, I've always wanted to, be able to clap behind my hands. And I just can never do it no matter how much I try. And he's like, let me see. And he just does it first try effortlessly. And I'm like, what do you mean? You just did.
I never knew that I could. It's one of those things where I was like, I've always wanted to do a backhand clap. He's like, ever try it? I'm like, nah. I think I tried it once. Yeah. I just pump it out. I was like, whoa.
That's like if I was like, I wish I could do a backflip and just effortlessly do a backflip out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
I want to do a backflip, but that's not worth it.
No.
I'd say 90% of backflipping is mental. You have to.
Yeah, you have to get past that.
Yeah. If you don't commit, you're going to be a paraplegic.
Yep. I tried it once on the trampoline, and I was like, and I never tried it again.
One of many Darian's injuries.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Just me and you, Kyler. Just me and you and the rest of the
right. Cool. Darren, why are you laughing?
No, let's leave it at that. Let's wait till Wiley rewatches.
I want to know why D's laughing because he's just
I was just giving it a chuckle.
Okay, moving on. I have plenty of more facts, but we'll leave it at that so that we don't just keep it going on and on and on. Sorry. But this was a fun episode to record. Always talk to me about The Office. I'll always listen to you, and I'll always have something to say. And
if you haven't watched The Office, please give it a try. Start with Stress Relief. That's where everyone should always start. Yep. Part 1, and then go from there. It is a phenomenal show.
Yes, thank you, Kyler. That was perfectly summed up. Joey, would you give us an outro, please?
Okay, that's Lights Out.
A little less useless. Energy, please.
Just about useless.
Oh my! I'm just ending it there. That was just.